I thought I had everything figured out. 2 weeks. Just 2 more weeks until I became Mrs. Derek Hartwell. I'm Maya Chen, 28, a graphic designer who spends most nights curled up with wine and Netflix. Derek was my dream stable. Successful. The kind of man who opens doors and remembers anniversaries. 4 years together. And I'd never doubted us. Not once. His family was another story. The Hartwells were intimidating in that effortless, old-money way. Patricia, his mother, ran some prestigious charity foundation and had opinions about everything from table settings to career choices. Robert, his father, was a retired judge who still carried that courtroom authority everywhere he went. Caroline, Derek's younger sister, was a hotshot lawyer who made me feel inadequate just by existing, but they'd accepted me. Or so I thought. Maya, you're only getting married once. Jenna's voice pulled me back to reality. My best friend since college was practically vibrating with excitement as she decorated her apartment with pink streamers and embarrassing photos of Derek and me. You need to let loose for one night. Derek will understand. I laughed nervously. Jenna, you know I'm not the wild party type, which is exactly why you need this. She handed me a glass of champagne. Trust me. The other bridesmaids started arriving. Sophie, my cousin, bounced in with her usual sweetness. She was only 23 but already more put together than I'd ever be. Lisa and Hannah, my co-workers, came next. I barely knew them but felt obligated to invite them. Then Amber walked in, Derek's cousin. She'd never liked me, though I could never figure out why. Something about the way she looked at me always felt cold, calculating. This is going to be epic, Jenna announced, refilling my glass before I'd even finished the first one. The music got louder. The drinks kept coming. I felt myself relaxing, laughing, forgetting about wedding stress and seating charts, and Patricia's endless opinions about my dress choice. Then the doorbell rang. Entertainment's here, Jenna squealed. My stomach dropped. Jenna, you didn't, but she had. The door opened, and a man walked in wearing a firefighter costume that left very little to the imagination. He was tall, muscular, with a smile that screamed trouble. His name was Ryan, he said. I was already too drunk to protest. Come on, Maya, it's your night. Jenna pulled me up from the couch where I'd been trying to disappear. Ryan was dancing around the room, and everyone was screaming, laughing, taking photos. The responsible part of me, the part that always played it safe, had drowned somewhere in the bottom of my champagne glass. The music pounded in my chest. Ryan moved closer. Everyone started chanting my name. Maya, Maya, Maya. I don't even know who leaned in first. Maybe it was him. Maybe it was the drunk version of me who never saw the light of day. But suddenly we were kissing. 5 seconds, maybe 10. The room exploded with cheers. I pulled away, dizzy, confused. Everyone was laughing like it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen. Someone's phone was flashing. Recording. But I was too drunk to care. It was just a joke, right? Just a harmless bachelorette party moment that would make everyone laugh later. God, I was so stupid. I woke up the next morning on Jenna's couch, my head pounding like someone was using it as a drum. The apartment looked like a tornado. Had hit it bottles everywhere. Decorations torn down. Sophie passed out in the armchair. I reached for my phone. 17 missed calls, 23 messages, all from Derek. My heart stopped. Hope you're having fun, babe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Still okay. Then, Maya, call me now. What the fuck is this? I can't believe you. My hands shook as I opened the group chat. There it was. The video. Me, kissing Ryan. Dancing. Laughing like I didn't have a care in the world. And it had been sent to Derek's entire family group chat. I felt the room spin. This couldn't be happening. It was just a stupid kiss. A drunk mistake. Derek would understand. We loved each other. 4 years meant something. I called him. No answer. Called again. Nothing. Finally, a text came through. Don't contact me. My family wants to meet you tomorrow. 2 p.m. My parents' house. Be there. Cold. Distant. Not the warm, loving man I knew. I stared at my phone, watching my perfect life crumble into dust. Walking into the Hartwell mansion felt like walking toward my execution. Patricia opened the door, her face a mask of ice. Maya, come in. The entire family was there, arranged like judges at a trial. Derek sat across the room, refusing to look at me. His eyes were red and swollen. Robert stood by the fireplace like he was still in his courtroom. Caroline sat beside Patricia, her expression cold, and Amber was smirking. Sit down, Patricia commanded. I sat, feeling about 2 inches tall. I assume you know why you're here, Robert began, his voice booming with authority. I nodded, unable to speak. What you did was not just disrespectful to Derek, it was a betrayal of this entire family. Patricia's voice cracked, though it felt rehearsed. We welcomed you with open arms, Maya. We treated you like a daughter. How could you humiliate him like this? 2 weeks before your wedding? I was drunk, I whispered, tears streaming down my face. It was a mistake. I never meant. Drunk? Caroline interrupted sharply. That's your excuse? People show their true character when they're drunk, Maya. Maybe this is who you really are. That's not fair. I looked desperately at Derek. Please, Derek, talk to me. Finally, he looked up. The pain in his eyes destroyed me. Meant nothing. His voice trembled. You kissed another man, Maya, at your bachelorette party, while celebrating our upcoming marriage. And you let people record it. My colleagues have seen it. My friends, everyone is talking about it. Do you know how humiliated I feel? I'm so sorry, I sobbed. I'll do anything. Please don't give up on us. Amber leaned forward, her voice sickeningly sweet. Maybe you should tell her, Derek. About Vegas. My head snapped up. Vegas? What about Vegas? The room went silent. Derek's jaw clenched. Patricia shot Amber a warning look, but Amber continued. Oh, Derek didn't tell you? At his bachelor party in Vegas 3 months ago, That's enough, Amber, Robert said firmly. What happened in Vegas, Derek? I demanded, my voice stronger now. He looked away. Nothing happened. Don't lie to me. I stood up, anger replacing shame. What did you do? Caroline sighed. He got a lap dance from a stripper. But that's completely different, Maya. He didn't kiss anyone. He didn't betray you. I stared at them in disbelief. A lap dance, I repeated slowly. So Derek can have a half-naked woman grinding on him. But I kissed someone for 5 seconds while drunk and I'm the villain? It's not the same thing, Patricia insisted. A lap dance is. It's expected at bachelor parties. It's tradition. But kissing isn't? I laughed bitterly. How is what I did worse than what he did? Because you crossed a line, Robert said firmly. Physical intimacy, a kiss, is different from just watching entertainment. She was sitting on his lap. I turned to Derek. Wasn't she? You let another woman sit on your lap, touch you, and that's okay? But I make one drunken mistake and our entire relationship is over? Derek stood up, his face flushed. You don't understand, Maya. I didn't want that lap dance. My friends pressured me into it. I felt uncomfortable the whole time, and I didn't want to kiss that stripper, I shouted. My friends pressured me too. I was drunk and stupid and I regret it more than anything. Why is your mistake forgivable and mine isn't? The room erupted. Caroline defended Derek. Patricia talked about standards and expectations. Amber watched with barely concealed satisfaction. I realized in that moment that I'd never really been part of this family. I was always on trial, always one mistake away from rejection. I think we should postpone the wedding, Derek said quietly. My heart shattered. Postpone? Derek, please. I need time to think. Time to figure out if I can trust you again. Trust me? The irony was suffocating. You're the one who lied about Vegas. You're the one who hid what happened from me. I didn't lie. I just didn't tell you because it didn't mean anything. And my kiss didn't mean anything either. I was crying again. But this time from frustration and rage. Why are you all acting like I cheated when Derek did essentially the same thing? Patricia stood up, her voice final. Because, Maya, you're the woman. You're supposed to have more self-control, more dignity. Derek is a man, these things are expected. There it was. The truth they'd been dancing around. The double standard laid bare. I looked at Derek, waiting for him to defend me, to call out his mother's sexism, but he said nothing. He just stood there, silent, and I realized he agreed with them. I walked out with whatever dignity I had left. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing, messages from Jenna, Sophie saying she was on my side, unknown numbers calling me every disgusting name imaginable, homewrecker, slut, unfaithful. But Derek? Everyone felt sorry for Derek. Poor Derek, whose fiancé humiliated him. Jenna met me at a coffee shop that evening. She looked guilty. Maya, I'm so sorry, I never thought. You never thought what? I cut her off. That inviting a stripper would cause problems? That getting me drunk and encouraging me to do something stupid would have consequences? I was just trying to give you a fun night. Well, congratulations. You ruined my life. She flinched. That's not fair. You made the choice to kiss him. You're right. I said bitterly. I did. And I'm paying for it. But Derek made a choice too. And everyone is defending him. Over the next few days, I watched people's true colors emerge. Sophie stood by me, calling out the double standard on social media and getting attacked for it. Lisa and Hannah distanced themselves. Amber spread rumors that I'd been planning to cheat all along. Then Marcus called. Derek's best friend since childhood. Maya, we need to talk. Can I come over? I was suspicious, but agreed. When he arrived, he looked uncomfortable. I need to tell you something about Vegas. My stomach dropped. What about Vegas? Derek didn't just get a lap dance, Maya. He kissed that stripper too, made out with her actually, for a while, we all saw it. But we made a pact not to tell anyone. The world tilted. What? I'm sorry. I should have told you sooner. But he's my best friend. And I thought, you thought what? That I didn't deserve to know? Marcus looked miserable. I thought it was a one-time stupid mistake and he'd never do it again. But when I saw how he's been treating you, how his family has been treating you, I couldn't stay silent. It's not right. Why are you telling me this now? Because you deserve the truth. And because Derek isn't the saint everyone thinks he is. I called Derek the next morning. We need to talk. Now. The park near your office. 1 hour. He tried to argue, but I hung up. When I arrived, he was already there. Maya, I don't have time for, you kissed a stripper in Vegas. His face went pale. What? Who told you that? Does it matter? Is it true? Silence. It was different, he finally said. Different how, because you have a penis and I don't? I was drunk, Maya. My friends pressured me. It meant nothing. I laughed harshly. Those are the exact words I used. The exact same excuse. But when I said them, they meant nothing to you or your family. You were ready to throw away 4 years because of a 5-second kiss. But you did the same thing worse, actually. Because you made out with someone and you hid it from me. For months. I didn't tell you because I knew it would hurt you. No. You didn't tell me because you're a coward and a hypocrite. Derek's expression shifted to anger. You know what, Maya? Maybe this is for the best. Maybe we're not meant to be together. You've been acting like a victim, but you humiliated me. My reputation is damaged. My family is disappointed. Your reputation? I stepped closer. Let me tell you about reputation, Derek. In the last 3 days, I've been called every disgusting name imaginable. I've been slut-shamed, attacked online, threatened. Your family treated me like trash. Your mother suggested I have no dignity because I'm a woman. And you stood there and let it happen. You didn't defend me once. Because you were wrong. And so were you. But nobody is calling you names. Nobody is questioning your character. Marcus told me your colleagues were high-fiving you about the Vegas kiss. But I'm the villain in this story? Derek looked away, jaw clenched. What do you want from me, Maya? An apology? Fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I kissed that stripper. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. Are we done here? No. I want you to tell your family the truth. I want you to admit to them that you did the same thing I did. I want them to treat you the way they treated me. He scoffed. That's never going to happen. Why? Because you're too proud? Because you can't handle being the bad guy? Because it's none of their business. But my mistake was their business? They got to judge me, shame me, tell me I wasn't good enough for their precious son. But you get to hide your mistakes? Derek stood up. I'm done with this conversation. The wedding is off, Maya. I can't marry someone I don't trust. The feeling is mutual. I pulled off my engagement ring and handed it to him. Calling off the wedding should have devastated me. Instead, I felt relief. Like I'd been carrying a weight and finally put it down. Over the next week, I posted a statement on social media. I made a mistake at my bachelorette party. I own that. But I've learned that accountability should go both ways. I've learned that people will forgive the ones they love and condemn the ones they don't. I'm moving forward, choosing myself, and refusing to be shamed for being human. The response was mixed. Some supported me. Others called me bitter and vindictive. But I didn't care anymore. Sophie and Jenna helped me move out. Jenna was still apologetic, but I'd forgiven her. She'd made a mistake too. Unlike Derek, she actually took responsibility. Marcus checked in regularly. Derek's been a mess. He won't admit it, but I think he regrets how things ended. He should, not because of me, because of how he treated me. Then Caroline called. Maya, can we talk? I owe you an apology. We met at a restaurant. She looked different, less polished, more human. I've been thinking about everything that happened, about what my mother said, About the double standard. You were right, Maya. What we did to you wasn't fair. Why are you telling me this? Because I've been in a similar situation. A few years ago, I made a mistake with a colleague. My family covered it up, made excuses, protected me. But they didn't do that for you. They were ready to destroy you for the same thing they forgave Derek and me for. It's been bothering me. What about Derek? Does he see it that way? She shook her head. Derek is stubborn. He's convinced himself that he's the victim. My parents have reinforced that. But I wanted you to know. You deserved better. From all of us. Thank you. That actually means a lot. Months passed. I threw myself into work, took a solo trip to Portland, started therapy. Slowly, I healed. And slowly, karma worked its magic. Derek tried dating someone new, Rachel, from his office. She dumped him after 3 weeks, calling him emotionally unavailable and judgmental. Amber's law firm fired her for leaking confidential information. Patricia's charity foundation came under investigation. Robert's reputation took a hit when old colleagues spoke out about his biased rulings. I didn't celebrate, but I felt validated. Marcus told me Derek had been asking about me. He saw your Instagram. I think he realizes what he lost. It's too late. One afternoon, I ran into Derek at a coffee shop. He looked tired. Maya, hi. Hi, Derek. I've been thinking about us, about everything. I think I made a mistake. Letting you go. I looked at him calmly. You didn't let me go, Derek. I left. There's a difference. Can we talk? Maybe try again? No. Why not? We were good together once. I smiled sadly. We were. But that was before I realized you didn't respect me. Before I realized your love was conditional. Before I learned that I deserve someone who sees me as an equal. I'm sorry, Maya. For everything. I believe you. But sorry doesn't change anything. You showed me who you are when things got hard. And I'm grateful for that. Because it taught me who I am too. I walked away. This time, I didn't look back. 6 months later, I was thriving. Promoted at work, teaching art classes on weekends. Dating casually. Sophie moved in, and we created a home full of laughter. Jenna channeled her energy into charity events. Marcus and I became genuine friends. One day, an email arrived from Patricia. Dear Maya, I've been reflecting since the wedding was called off. My husband and I attended family therapy. We've realized we treated you unfairly. You didn't deserve our judgment. I'm not asking for forgiveness, but I want to apologize sincerely. You're a remarkable young woman, and I'm sorry we couldn't see that. I wish you happiness. With regret, Patricia. I read it 3 times. Part of me wanted to delete it, but I realized their apology was for them, not me. I'd already moved on. I sent a brief response. Thank you for your message. I appreciate your honesty. I wish you and your family well. That weekend, at my art class, I met Daniel Kim. He was dropping off his niece. We started talking about art, then life, then everything. When I told him about Derek, he said something that made me fall for him. Sounds like you dodged a bullet. Anyone who can't forgive the same mistakes they make isn't worth your time. It wasn't a fairy tale. It was something better, real, equal, built on mutual respect. For the first time in a long time, I felt excited about my future. 1 year later, I stood in a gallery showcasing my first solo exhibition, Imperfect Grace, a collection exploring mistakes, forgiveness, and self-acceptance. The response was overwhelming. Sophie beamed with pride. Jenna brought half her office. Marcus came with his girlfriend. Even Caroline showed up. Daniel held my hand, steady and supportive. We'd been together 8 months, and it was different from anything I'd experienced with Derek. No pretense. No performance. No fear of judgment. You did it, he whispered. You turned your pain into something beautiful. I learned that my worst moment didn't have to define me, that making a mistake doesn't make me unlovable. Toward the end of the night, I saw him. Derek. Standing at the entrance, looking at the artwork, at me. Our eyes met. I saw regret there, and sadness, and something like pride. He nodded once, a silent acknowledgement, and left. I didn't chase him. That chapter was closed. What are you thinking about? Daniel asked. How grateful I am for everything, even the painful parts, especially the painful parts. He kissed my forehead. Want to get out of here? Celebrate properly? I laughed. As we walked out, my phone buzzed. A text from Derek. Congratulations on the exhibition. You always were talented. I'm sorry I didn't appreciate it, or you when I had the chance. I didn't reply. There was nothing left to say. I slipped my phone away, took Daniel's hand, and walked forward into the life I'd built. A life where one mistake didn't define me, where I was loved for being human, not perfect, where I was, finally, truly free. The end.